Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and let's talk about Game 44, shall we? Rangers lose 5-3 to Columbus Blue Jackets. Okay. That was bad. That was bad. You really needed to win that game, Rangers. You really needed to win it. And it hurts. This game hurts a lot, right? Because Columbus, last night, like 24 hours ago, plays Calgary, gets absolutely murdered, massacred. 6-0 to Calgary yesterday. Shots were 62-23 in favor of Calgary. The deserve to win-o-meter on Money Puck was laughing at it, basically. It was 93.7, I believe, in favor of Calgary, for reference to how bad it was against them. Like, it was they slaughtered them. They slaughtered them. It's a back-to-back for Columbus, so now, a night after they got absolutely killed, and now you're going to get their backup goalie on a back-to-back, right? This should be a recipe for the Rangers to easily mop the floor with them. Wrong. Let's breeze through the goals and then get to the yelly, screamy portion of the evening, shall we? So, Ryan Lingard has it behind our net, and he hands it to Adam Fox, who is also coincidentally behind our net. That's a key important thing, because Adam Fox is the last person to touch the puck before Artemi Panarin gets it and scores the goal. And he gives it to Artemi Panarin in our defensive zone. Panarin walks out like he owns the place, which, I mean, he kinda does own Columbus, waltzes into their zone, shot past Korpisalo, and it's 1-0 Rangers on the first shot on goal the Rangers have. It's 1-0 already. Then, a few minutes after that, Rangers, once again in the offensive zone, they win a face-off, Panarin has it, Brendan Schneider takes a blast on net, it's tipped in by Barclay Goodrow, and it's 2-0 Rangers. I believe this was their third shot on goal, and you're like, man, if you're the Rangers, all you gotta do is just keep shooting towards the net, and you're gonna absolutely slaughter them. This is gonna be an easy one. Wrong! Like a minute and a half later, Patrick Laine has the puck, walks it into our offensive zone, and walks Ryan Lingard like a dog. This was pretty embarrassing if you're Ryan Lingard on this play. Shot on net, it's stopped by Georgiev, then Gustave and Nyquist, I'm butchering that, I'm sure, just locks it on in. I mean, he was unguarded because, again, Lingard walked like a dog. What are you going to do there? Then, power play. Like, a couple minutes after that, Blue Jackets on the power play, right? They have it. Werenski, shot on goal, tipped in by Boone Jenner. Not to be confused with Bruce Jenner if you're Sam Rosen. And now it's 2 apiece. And this is the only goal tonight where I'm like, man, Georgiev really should have had that. That's on him. This was pretty clear. He had a very, very clear look at this. You might say, well, it was tipped. I don't think it was tipped much. Not enough that it shouldn't have impacted this for Georgiev. It's tied to it, too. And you're like, that's not good. Then you go into the second period. And, man, this goal was embarrassing. Defensive structure, what is that? I want to make this clear. I love Keandre Miller. I love him so much. I want nothing more than him to be a great player because he's so cool. He's so freaking nice, and I want him to be great. But man, you can't do stuff like this. Leaves Sean Corrali open as a Waffle House right in front. No one near him. Domi just kind of gives him the puck because, again, completely wide open, puts it past Georgiev. Then a couple minutes after that, Boone, like this was a play that, like, it was madness, right? Adam Fox has it behind our net. Coughs up the puck. That doesn't happen too often. By a miracle, the Blue Jackets, who just got the puck coughed up to them by the best defenseman in the league, I said it and I'm not taking it back, somehow don't handle it and instead give it right back to Adam Fox. Again, best defenseman in the league, who probably will win back-to-back Norrises. And then he does it again! Jenner, again, just pop, knocks it on in there, and now it's 4-2 Columbus. Rangers, like 7 minutes on into the third period. They get a power play. We're passing it around. Schneider has it. He gives it to Panarin. Panera, not the bread man, sends it over to Mika Zibanejad. The one-timer is back from Mika Zibanejad, by the way, guys, and it's fun to watch again. He just blasts it on home. It's 4-3, but it wouldn't matter because an empty netter would come for Sean Corrali to make it 5-3 Columbus. That was bad. That was really bad, Rangers. You really, 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 really needed to win this game. You really needed to win this game. But that's it. You really needed to win this game. It's as simple as that. This is a back-to-back with travel for you. Back-to-back with travel. You now have to go hop on a plane and fly back to New York. And tomorrow's game, by the way, is against a much better opponent than Columbus. Point blank. No offense, Columbus, but much better opponent in the Wild. and it's on the most important regular season game this season. It's on Lundqvist jersey retirement night. You have to win that game. And to be fair, you're going to have Shesterkin in net, even though this game wasn't really on Georgiev. And I'm going to say this. I don't think it was on Georgiev. I thought the defense tonight was awful. But man, when your goaltender allows 4 goals on the first 10 shots, you kind of start to go, man, it'd be nice to get a save there, huh, Georgie? And look, like, I'm a nerd. I am a total uber nerd. You can tell this because most of the time when I make baseball content, right, whenever I make baseball stuff, I'm always talking about nerd numbers, right? I start talking about WRC plus and FIP and expected FIP and like ex-Wobacon, and people just go, that's not even a thing. And I'm like, yes, it is, and I'll explain it to you, right? I am a nerd. And you can look at the advanced statistics for tonight, right? Money Puck. Great site. Deserved to win-o-meter. 80.3% in favor of the Rangers. And you can look at expected goals, right? And expected goals, we should kill them. And you can look at those numbers and go, oh, so it was just a weird anomaly where you kind of got a mixture of, you know, the defense got unlucky and you kind of got goalied by Korpisalo. And I would say that's a very, very reasonable way to look at it if Columbus were a playoff team. If this was the Wild that this happens against, then you can kind of just shake your fist in the air and snap your fingers and go, shucky darns, let's move on to the next one. But no, this was against a pretty bad team in Columbus that you really needed to get the points against. Because look, I'm not trying to be pessimistic about tomorrow night, but it's a back-to-back with travel. You're facing the Wild. You might not win that game, and so picking up the 2 points against Columbus would be very nice. But this accentuates a problem that the Rangers have had. We look bad at 5-on-5. We are banking on power plays this season. We are relying on power plays, and we are relying on Igor Shesterkin to bail us out. Now, that is a fine way to live in the regular season to an extent, right? Now, granted, Shesterkin's had to play at Vezina level currently, according to the NHLwriters.com, or it was writers from NHL.com that were polled. Shesterkin's the favorite right now to win the Vezina. Right? So he's playing at a Vezina level. Debatably, I personally am not this far into the Shesterkin camp, but there are certain people that are saying it. Debatably, a Hart caliber campaign for Igor Shesterkin to make you even with the pack, right? The other juggernauts in the Metro. That's what it's taking, is relying heavily on power plays and Shesterkin playing out of his mind to just be up there with the big boys. But games like this accentuate a big problem, which is 5-on-5 is an issue, and if Shesterkin's not in net, it's also an issue. But the 5-on-5 thing, right, that's the big thing. Right now, we're talking about the Rangers in the regular season. The regular season is a lead-up to the postseason, right? We're going to make the postseason. The difference between us and a team, the next closest team not in the playoffs, right now, is 18 points between us and the Red Wings. You're going to make the playoffs, Rangers. But here's the thing, bring it in. I'd like to not get completely folded in the first round. And here's the issue with about, relying on power plays. Help ain't coming in the postseason. Playoff hockey, you can just kill people. Like, unless you pull out a knife and start shanking a defenseman, they're not going to call it. Now, I'm going to say the positive of the game is that for the third period, Lafreniere was moved up to the first line and was playing alongside Mika and Kreider. And when he got out there with them, that line looked pretty darn good now, didn't it? I thought the line looked significantly better, and he got like 6 minutes in the third period. So that's a positive. But, man, you really would have liked to have seen him win this game. And it just, man, it sucks. Because all of those advanced statistics say we should have won this game. And again, that's the big thing. Advanced analytics saying you should have won a game when you play a good opponent and you lose make you go, all right, that makes me feel pretty good about myself. But when you have the advanced analytics in your department and you lose to a bad opponent, you're like, that's embarrassing. And that's really how I think you should take this one. This is bordering on an embarrassing loss. That's it. That's all I got. You play tomorrow. You're back in MSG. You're home. You're playing the Wild. You're going to have Igor Shesterkin in net. You hope to God Adam Fox is okay. And you're playing in a game that is the most important regular season game for the Rangers, maybe in the past decade. Hank's in the building, guys. It's on a night that he is forever put into immortality among this Rangers franchise. I mean, he's already there, but this is the real moment that it's being solidified. Please, please, don't screw it up. And let it be a good send-off for him, because God knows he deserves it, especially with the last game he ever played being in a bubble in Canada. Please, give him the send-off he deserves and win that game. I'm not mentally prepared for tomorrow. Anyway, that's all I have for the evening. Thank you all for listening to my ranting. Yeah, that's all I got. So thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Rangers.